Most people expect getting rich to feel exciting. Like one day, your life suddenly looks different. Bigger house, new car, expensive trips, a bank account that finally makes you feel like you made it. But the early signs of getting rich usually do not look like that. They are quieter, almost boring. Your life feels less dramatic. A surprise bill does not ruin your month. You know where your money is going. You say no to things you could technically afford. Your income goes up, but your spending does not chase it as fast. And because none of that looks impressive from the outside, it is easy to miss your own progress. In this video, I am going to show you 5 signs you are secretly getting rich, even if you do not feel it yet. And if you recognize even a few of these in your life, you may be much closer than you think. If you want more videos that help you understand the real signs of financial progress, not just the ones that look good on social media, subscribe to the channel. Sign number 1. Your life feels financially uneventful. This sounds strange, but it is one of the clearest hidden signs that you are getting richer. Your weekends may look quieter now. Fewer impulsive trips, fewer expensive nights out, fewer upgrades, just because everyone else seems to be upgrading. You are not constantly chasing the next thing to buy, book, or post. From the outside, that can feel boring. But what is really happening is that you have stopped creating expensive drama to fill the silence. Your money is moving in the background. Automatic savings, regular investing, bills paid on time, no big emotional moment, no exciting announcement, just quiet progress happening while your life feels almost normal. That is what makes it easy to miss. Financial stability rarely feels dramatic. It usually feels like less chaos, less panic, less pressure to prove something, less need to spend money just to feel like life is moving. And over time, those boring routines become freedom. Because the life that looks uneventful today may be the exact life that gives you options tomorrow. While other people are using money to create excitement, you are using it to create stability. And stability is often the first stage of real wealth. Sign number 2. A surprise expense does not destroy your month. This is one of the earliest signs that you are secretly getting rich. Not because you never have problems. You still do. The car still breaks. The bill still shows up. Life still finds ways to be expensive. The difference is, the problem stays the size it actually is. A $500 repair is annoying, but it is not a financial disaster. A medical bill is frustrating, but it does not send you into credit card panic. You do not have to delay 3 other bills, borrow from someone, or lose sleep for a week just to handle it. That is what an emergency fund really does. It does not just protect your bank account, it protects your emotions. It gives you space between the problem and your reaction. When you have some money set aside, small problems stay small. They do not become shame, anxiety, debt, and chaos. They are handled, refilled, and moved past. And that changes how your whole life feels. You stop walking around with that constant low-level fear that one surprise could knock everything over. You stop treating every bill like a threat. You start realizing that money is no longer controlling your emotional state the way it used to. That quiet stability is an early version of wealth. Because one of the biggest differences between being broke and building wealth is not whether problems happen, it is whether every problem becomes a crisis. Sign number 3. You know your numbers. This is one of the biggest differences between people who are secretly getting rich and people who stay stuck. People who are stuck often avoid their finances. They do not want to look too closely because looking feels stressful. They check their account only when they need to buy something or when they are worried the card might decline. But people who are getting rich start doing the opposite. They pay attention. They know their rough net worth. They know about how much they save each month. They understand what their monthly expenses look like. They have a general sense of where their money is going and whether things are moving in the right direction. And that awareness changes everything. Because you cannot improve what you refuse to look at. The important part is that this does not have to come from fear. You can check your numbers with curiosity, not panic. Like a gardener checking on plants. You are not staring because something is wrong. You are looking because you are trying to help it grow. Attention is one of the cheapest wealth-building tools that exists. It costs nothing, but it shows you the leaks, the progress, the patterns, and the choices that need to change. And if you already know your numbers, even roughly, that is a strong sign. The behavior shows up before the big balance does. Sign number 4. You say no to things you could technically afford. This is one of the clearest signs of financial maturity. Because saying no when you cannot afford something is restriction, but saying no when you can afford it is discipline. That is a completely different level. Maybe you wanted a new phone, a trip, a furniture upgrade, or a nicer car. You had the money. You could have swiped the card. But you paused and asked, does this actually move me closer to the life I want? And then you said, not right now. That is not deprivation. That is choosing future freedom over present impulse. People who are secretly getting rich learn how to create space between wanting something and buying it. They wait, they compare, they think about what that money could do somewhere else, and sometimes they still buy the thing. But when they do, it is a decision, not a reaction. That pause is powerful, because every time you say no to something that does not fit your goals, you are quietly saying yes to the version of your life where money gives you more options. Sign number 5. Your savings rate is growing with your income. This is one of the strongest measurable signs that you are secretly getting rich, because earning more by itself does not guarantee anything. A lot of people make more money and still stay stuck because their lifestyle grows just as fast as their paycheck. That is lifestyle creep. You get a raise, and suddenly the apartment gets nicer, the car gets newer, the subscriptions multiply, eating out becomes more normal. And before you even realize it, the extra income has disappeared into a more expensive version of the same life. But if your savings rate is growing, something different is happening. Not just the dollar amount you save, the percentage. If you used to save 10% of your income, and now you are saving 15% or 20% as you earn more, that is a major sign of progress. It means your income is rising, but your lifestyle is not absorbing all of it. That gap is the real wealth engine. The gap between what you earn and what you spend is what feeds your investments, your emergency fund, your freedom, and your future options. And this is where wealth starts to accelerate quietly, because every raise that does not become a bigger bill creates more fuel for your future. More money goes into assets. More money stays under your control. More of your income starts working for you instead of disappearing into lifestyle maintenance. So if that gap is growing, your wealth is growing too. Even if you do not feel rich yet, the math is already moving in your favor. Progress does not come with a notification. There is no progress bar that says, congratulations, you are now getting rich. There is no alert that tells you your habits are starting to work. Most of the time, wealth building feels quiet, slow, and almost invisible. That is why so many people underestimate their own progress. If you recognize several of these signs, you may be further along than you think. Your life may not look rich yet, but your behavior is starting to match the behavior of someone who builds wealth. And that matters, because the feeling may not match the reality. You may still feel behind while your savings rate is growing. You may still feel ordinary while your emergency fund is protecting you. You may still feel like nothing is happening while your habits are quietly changing your future. So trust the math, trust the process, keep going. Before you leave, pick one small action. Increase your automatic savings, check your net worth, review your monthly expenses, or say no to one purchase that does not match your goals. You may not feel rich yet, but if your habits are changing, your future is already changing. If this helped, subscribe to the channel for more videos that help you understand real financial progress. And let me know in the comments, which sign do you already see in your life? And if you want to keep going, watch the next video on the quiet habits that make real wealth almost inevitable.